With many questioning whether the state can get a conviction in the Alex Murdaugh double murder trial, the prosecution ended its case Friday with a bang. And it's rare to see GPS and cell phone records so riveting. The prosecution calling to the stand Special Agent Peter Radofsky, who detailed step-by-step, second-by-second tracking information on Alex Murdaugh from the night of the killings. The point? To tie together the timelines of critical pieces of evidence from the day of the murders into one story of exactly where he was and wasn't. The data showed Murdaugh arrived at the family farm property called Moselle at 6:42 p.m. the night of the killings, was driving the speed limit. When he left to visit his ailing mother at 9:07 p.m. after the murders had occurred, his car reached speeds of up to 74 miles an hour, getting there at 9:22. About 20 minutes later at 9:43, his SUV left his mother's home, heads back to Moselle. Murdaugh has used this trip as an alibi and has said he was there for at least twice as long. But this time frame matches what his mother's home health aide had testified. Data shows the vehicle hitting speeds as fast as 80 miles an hour before it got back to Moselle at 10 p.m. Remember, the coroner listed the time of death at 9 p.m. that night. Maggie and Paul's phones went silent at 8:49. The prosecution trying to put Murdaugh at the scene just minutes before Maggie and Paul were killed. Maggie and Paul are killed at the kennels on their property, and yet in a video Paul took just minutes before being killed. It sure seems like you can hear Alex Murdaugh right there at 8:44 p.m., even though he denied being present.
Did the defendant repeatedly deny ever being at the kennels at that time period?
Yes, he did. Various interviews with law enforcement.
And was that kennel video? What time was that kennel video?
8:44.
And what time did Paul and Maggie's phones go silent forever?
8:49 is when their phones went silent forever.
There are 18 critical minutes between when investigators think Murdaugh killed Maggie and Paul, at least at the time when their phones went silent, and when GPS data shows Murdaugh leaving home to visit his mother.
What, if anything, in his statements to law enforcement did the defendant say about what he did when he arrived at the scene?
The defendant stated that he went and checked on Paul and Maggie to check the bodies.
And from the moment the Suburban arrived at the kennels, how long did it take for that 911 call to be made?
Less than 20 seconds.
During his questioning of Special Agent Lead Prosecutor Creighton Waters hinted it was unusual that Murdaugh claimed he found the bodies, checked their pulses, attempted to turn Paul's body over, and called 911 in that 20-second period. The defense tried to present what they thought were reasonable explanations for the tracking data, asking the state's witness questions such as, could Murdaugh have been passing a car when his SUV hit 80 miles an hour? Other witnesses questioned by the defense says that the data could be interpreted in many different ways. Now remember, prosecutors decided that their final move before resting their case would be to show this data, that this would be the last thing jurors would absorb before hearing from the defense. The question now is whether it was enough to prove the case. Joining us again, Jesse Weber, anchor and host on the Law and Crime Network, who's been following the case. Jesse, good to see you. So how effective was the end of the prosecution's case?
I thought it was incredibly effective, and I understand why they kept it towards the end. It does a number of things. One, it shows that the statements that Alex Murdaugh made to investigators were inconsistent with digital forensic data. There's one thing to say about witness testimony. It's very hard to argue against the science. Number two, it showed a lot of bizarre behavior. I'm going to add one more thing, that Alex Murdaugh's car was driving right past the location where Maggie Murdaugh's phone was found. And around that time is when the backlight on her phone goes off. So the presumption is he was the one who threw the phone outside of the car. And I think it really puts him in this kind of tight position about how to explain his behavior. Why was he driving so fast after the killings? Was he trying to establish an alibi? I got to get to A, I got to get to B, I got to get to C, when a lot of it is so weird.
And, you know, look, there are people who are more skeptical of the prosecution's case than you are. The surviving son of Alex Murdaugh expected to take the stand. How significant? What is he going to be testifying about?
If I had to guess, it's going to say, my father's a loving man. He would have never done anything like this, and I'll tell you why that's effective as well. One of the biggest struggles I feel for the prosecution is it's going to be hard for the jury to accept that Alex Murdaugh murdered his family, that he was on a video, a Snapchat video with his son laughing, having a good time, and then it's just going to brutally execute him. So if you can humanize Alex Murdaugh, that's going to be essential for the defense, like Witnesses with Buster.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.